Hey guys, it's Dutch. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity. We do lots of stuff here, mostly pick-a-cards, but today I'm going to tell you about the time I was recently almost abducted, physically abducted by aliens. Okay? So, this just happened like 2 weeks ago. So my father has been struggling. He kind of hurt his back, and my family is very competitive. We like to play a lot of different games, and we get really passionate and competitive about it. We're very Italian and very Irish, and we will fucking play you for filth when it comes to competitive games. And we have like this family reunion where we do that kind of thing, and my dad's back was like really hurting, and also my cousin couldn't go for some reason, so he wanted to like have one at our house, like a small mini one for my little cousins, because my little cousin couldn't enjoy it the way she usually could, and because he couldn't enjoy it the same either. So we decided to have a family games day. So all day I'm out playing games, I'm getting down and dirty, I'm fighting, like I'm having the best time with my family. We do barbecue. We basically just have fun all day long. We just eat, we drink, we have fun with the kids, we have a fire at the end of the night, we roast s'mores. Basically a big ritual, right? It's not technically a ritual, but it essentially is a ritual. You're eat, drinking, and being merry. You're having a fire ceremony. You're coming together as family. You're fighting, but not really fighting, but you're also like, you know, loving and enjoying each other and being happy for each other. So it was amazing. It was an amazing day, but I ended up getting home really late. I got home probably around like 1 a.m, and I was awake. I was like wide awake, so I was all pumped up from all the games of the day. And so I'm wide awake, and time is ticking away, and I take a shower and everything, and I start to get ready for bed. And it's about 2:30 in the morning at this point. I'm still wide awake, but I'm like, I need to try to go to bed. So I lay down in my bed, and I smoke a little weed, and I smoke every night before bed, so I wasn't like high. And I mean, yeah, I was, but to go to bed. And so I lay down in my bed, and I'm like getting that familiar like feeling of all my muscles relaxing, and I'm starting to drift away and everything. And all of a sudden, all my windows were open because it was really hot, so all of a sudden I just hear this like whomping sound, and at first I thought it was a helicopter, but then it sounded like really different. Like the closer it got, the more it sounded like and like lasery kind of. And I will mention too, like one time when I was having a bad acid trip where I like couldn't stay in my body, I was just like astral projecting out of my body. I kept going to like a spaceship, and I kept like, I couldn't really see what was going on, but I just kept hearing lasers, and I just kept like crying out. I was like, the lasers, and my cousin was like watching me, and she was like, what? And I was like, wait, am I saying this out loud? But all I could hear was like crunching metal and lasers, and I kept getting like images of like a spaceship. And so that happened during a bad acid trip. So I'm not tripping. I'm completely sober. I'm like high off of life, except like a couple hits of a fucking bowl before bed. And yes, I'm high, but like on weed. Like weed is not like that, right? Like weed isn't like that acid experience, right? Like I know it wasn't a trip because I was sober from like psychedelics and everything like that. Now, so as it approaches and gets closer, I hear the whomping, and then I start to hear the familiar like metal sound and the crunching noise. Now, right before I laid down to go to bed, I was pulling cards about my twin, and I have the deck where, you know, the little blue deck that I made, that's like their messages from their higher self. And the message I got was, it said, please dash, I need space. And that always makes me mad, because I'm like, oh, you need space for me? Sometimes I'm just a bitch like that. And so I got real mad, and I like put my cards away, smoke my bowl, lay down. So I hear the sound, and I hear the lasers, and I'm like, yo, like I hear the whomping, and I hear the helicopter noise, and I'm like, yo, like what is that? And I'm like kind of talking to my spirits. I'm like, can you make that go away? Like I don't really want it here. It's freaking me out a little. And so it like went away for a while. And then maybe like I was a little scared, but not like scared. And then all of a sudden it came back with a vengeance. It was louder, like, and it was like, and it felt like it was getting closer and closer, and my house was shaking, and I have all this stuff on my windowsills. All the stuff was like falling on my windowsills, and something went flying across my kitchen. My kitchen is on the other side of my house from my bedroom, and Cornica was with me, so it wasn't her. Like something went flying across my kitchen. And this felt like a near-death experience because it was humbling, because it reminded me that I'm a really small human in this universe, and that literally anything could happen and anything could be real. So something flies across my kitchen and like crashes, and I was like, what the fuck? And everything is shaking on my windows. My house is shaking, and I'm in my bed, and my heart is beating so fast. I'm starting to have an anxiety attack, and this is gonna sound really weird, but it felt like I was being magnetized. Like it felt like I was like laying sideways, and it felt like my body was like being, how can I say this? It felt like my particles, like the atoms and particles that make up who I am in this physical form were being slowly, like the best way I can describe it is like my body felt like it was like slowly separating and like shaking and vibrating and like floating and like magnetizing, and I was like heavy breathing, and all of a sudden that card, like I need space, like popped in my head. And I realized all this fear around ascension, because like I asked my spirits, I get abducted by aliens all the time and I don't remember, and I was like, I think I'm ready for a conscious abduction. I told them that maybe like 2 weeks before it happened, and then it started to happen, and I was like, yo, I'm not ready, and I got scared, and then I understood that like I need space. Like I understood my twins, like I'm not ready, I'm scared. And because in that moment it gave me empathy, it like humbled me, it like made me feel fear. I don't often feel a lot of fear, so it made me feel fear, and it felt really scary because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to get abducted. I can sit here and tell you, oh yeah, I get abducted all the time, but I don't actually know. Like I know, but I don't actually know, so I don't actually have to face that reality within myself. If I get consciously abducted, I'm gonna have to fucking face this reality within myself, which I think a conscious abduction would be good for me to like believe in myself more and believe in my power and my manifestation and my psychic abilities, but I still just wasn't ready. And so it's like after my body is like shaking and I see that I need space, and I'm like and I feel like it felt like I was slowly dissipating through time and space. And I know that sounds really weird, and it's probably not an easy concept to grasp, but it felt like a magnet was taking all my particles and slowly dissipating them through time and space. And so that was happening, and I felt like I was getting pulled and pulled more and more and more, and my house is shaking, and like Cornica was like, meow! And like it was just so crazy. And I just, all of a sudden, usually I'm really powerful with spirits and stuff, but I was so scared, and in my head, in the smallest voice, I just said, go away, I'm scared of you, and you do not have permission to abduct me. And as soon as I did that, it like slowly started to like, I started to come back down, and my house started shaking, and the lasers and everything just started to slowly drift away into the night. And then I was laying there like, so scared, eyes wide open, not able to sleep after just having like a panic attack. And that was at like 2:45 in the morning. The next thing I remember is waking up at 4 and something in the morning, being starving, waking up in my bed in the same position, literally running to my kitchen, stuffing my face with food, and going back to sleep. Okay, so I don't know what happened during that time period. I don't remember falling asleep. I don't remember anything. I think I got abducted, but not consciously. The next morning, mind you, I just cleaned my bathroom. My bathroom was not nasty. It had just been cleaned, okay? I'm talking to my friend on Snapchat, like I'm sending her a video, and I'm like, oh, look at Cornica, she's so cute. And I flip the video around and I notice Cornica is like sniffing something on my shower. And I'm like, what are you sniffing? And I stop the Snapchat video and I turn on the lights and I look, guys, I swear to God, it was like a giant fucking alien booger. I wish I took a picture. I didn't take a picture because I literally just thought it was mold, like at first, until my friend talked me out of it and was like, Nikki, you almost got abducted last night and you just cleaned your shower. Why would there be a mold like this big? Like that just doesn't happen overnight. That takes time to like grow. I could be wrong. Maybe mold does that, but never in my life have I experienced just a big ass mold like this fucking big just showing up out of nowhere. And I swear to God, you guys, it was so weird. It was like slime. It was like yellow, brown, and like black slime that was like slathered. It looked like it got sneezed or like wiped off of something on my shower. Like somebody like wiped it because it was like stringed around the side of it. And it was like bubbly, like it had been moist at one point. Like it looked like a literal alien booger. And I was like, yo, the fuck is that? Like I sent a video to my friend Sarah and we were both like, the fuck is that? Like the fuck is that? Like we both were like, I was like, yo, is that mold? I thought Cornica was gonna die because she like sniffed it and it was like, mold so deadly. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was really scared and we were just freaking out and I was like, it's mold, and I was cleaning it. But when I cleaned it, you guys, it was the most bright yellow. It was an unnaturally, like not naturally occurring bright, like fluorescent yellow color. And when I touched it, it crumbled to dust in my hands, but it somehow kept a solid form. It was so weird. And I was like, hey, it's just mold. and by the way, my shower is a portal. I use my shower for spell work. I put candles in my shower. My whole bathroom is dedicated to benevolent goddesses. And my friend Sarah said that too. She was like, the shower is probably a portal. And I was like, bitch, it is. It is a portal. So like, I clean up the snot and throw it away and whatever, and then I just went on with my life. And I was really fucked up for like 3 days. I was like, and I like told my friends, and I was like, you could see like the darkness and fear in my eyes, and like, but then I just moved on from it. And then today I was just talking about the spell working that I'm going to be doing in October, and I was like, wait a second, I almost got abducted. I need to make a video about that before I forget about that experience, like while it's still fresh in my mind, you know what I mean? So yeah, that happened. And ever since, I'm still working with the Galactic Federation of Light. I have different councils that I work with within the Galactic Federation of Light that I work with astrally. And I have not asked for another conscious abduction since, because I don't feel like I'm ready. It's scary, but maybe I will when I'm with a friend or something. But yeah, so that's my experience, and I hope you enjoyed that. And please guys, if you've had similar experiences, please comment them below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please comment that as well. And if you enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a like. If you have something to say other than anything I already suggested, go ahead and comment it. And subscribe if you feel like it. I fucking love you guys, and I love aliens, so I don't know. Let's talk more about them. Okay, bye.